Hello everybody, it's Wendy and today we are going to unbox the Light Academia mix from Jesse James Bead. So first, our encouraging word for today, and I would change the wording on this card just a little bit to say, no one else is you and that is your superpower. So it's so true, nobody else is you, and that's your superpower, that you alone are unique. And I love, we've got this one red one standing out here and all the black and white. So yep, be yourself. Okay, so we have Light Academia, and it says here, the moment you doubt whether you can fly, you cease forever to be able to do it. I love that. J.M. Barry, or Barry. All right. So the first thing is this little, it looks like a scarab beetle almost. And it opens up. Look at that. That is adorable. It's like a tiny little beetle. I guess. I don't know. Is it not a beetle? You guys tell me, because I guess it was, if it was a beetle, it would have legs over here. I don't know. It is cute though. Okay, so that's really cool. Then we have a giant sweater bead, kind of like the ones in the Dark Academia, except for we just have one in this mix. We have some big bead caps that would look really good on this sweater bead. That does look really good, right, like that. Okay, and you've got 4 of the big bead caps. We have these cones that are really cool, like flower filigree cones. Look at those. Those are super pretty. Look at that. Wow. We have some smaller sweater beads. We have the 2 lava beads here. We have some beautiful coin-shaped beads with this gorgeous facets. Look how sparkly. Really pretty. We have these metal, kind of not really filigree, but carved looking beads. Those are really pretty. We have some rondelles in different sizes, and I like these red ones. These red ones are really pretty. And what we're going to make with it today is, hold on just a second, I'm going to do the magic and reveal. We are going to make, voila, a bracelet, a multi-strand bracelet. Okay, so here's what you're going to need if you want to make the same exact one that I'm doing. You're going to need a 2-hole slide bar clasp. So this is a clasp that just slides up and down. It's got 2 holes for your strands, okay? You're going to need the smaller clear rondelles, the coin beads, the metal ones. And then what I did is I zigzagged everything. So I took my 2 cones here in the middle, faced one way and one the other way. Red bead, coin bead. So I just zigzagged everything. Small sweater beads, red beads, black, or these ones with the real pretty vitral finish coins, carved beads, filigree beads, lava beads, larger rondelles, smaller coins, and then these 2 I just did even on the sides, okay, each side, so they don't zigzag. And I'm going to use the bead caps on my sweater beads here. I have 4 crimp tubes, okay, 4 wire guards. The wire guards aren't, you know, totally necessary. It's kind of an optional thing, but I like to use them on bracelets because they get a lot of wear and tear, so. All right, so that's everything you're going to need and your jewelry tools. Okay, so I have got a 6.5-inch wrist. Not sure how these beads are going to lay on here because it seems to me like every bracelet, my beads lay different. I'm going to use these bead bugs. So I am going to try to go ahead and string this side up without cutting first, and we'll see how it works for me, because like I said, every bracelet seems to come out different. The bead sizes make a huge difference. So I just want to string it on first, and we'll see how it goes. I may need all these beads. I may have to take some off is what I'm trying to get to. So we have already laid out our pattern, and you can lay out your pattern however you want it to go, but this is kind of how I liked mine. So I'm just going to string them on. Now it's super simple. All we do is put them all on the wire. And okay. So that makes this right about this. Let me measure this length here. So we've got right at 7 inches which probably is a little bit big for me. So what I am going to do, because I don't want to unstring this entire thing, I'm going to go ahead and trim my wire, because I know that, you know, this is going to be enough wire right here. And I'm going to take these metal beads off, these two right here. And let's see if that makes it just a tad bit smaller for me. So obviously, you know, if you have a bigger wrist, you're going to want more beads. Let me get that on there. Okay. So that puts it right at about 6.5. So that, or a little below 6.5. So that'll be good for me, because by the time I get my clasp on, you know, it won't be too big. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and string my other side, just because I don't want to mess it up and then have beads everywhere and have a hard time figuring out how it goes back on. So here's what we've got. So we have our two cones facing different directions, and then we're zigzagging everything all the way down through here till we get to the very end. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and finish it off. And I am going to put a bead bug on this end, because I am so bad about dropping all my beads off. So I'm going to take my crimp bead. I'm going to put it right on here. I am going to thread my wire guard on. So we're going up one side, down the other. And then I need to put my piece of my clasp on. Now it's very important with these clasps that you make sure, if you know, put this one this way, we've got to turn the other one the other way on the other end. Just keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to thread our wire through here. And here's what we've got. So I'm going to pull this up to where it's close and tight. And I like to take my pliers and bend this wire guard in just a little. It's just personal preference. You don't have to do that, but I like to. Okay. So here we go. Here's our little crimper. It says step 1, center the tubular crimp in the cavity and compress firmly. All right. It is centered in the cavity. Yep. Press firmly. Okay. Pressing firmly. The crimp bead should look like a small ravioli, 4 flat corners. Oh, mine does. Look. Can you see it? It does look like a little tiny ravioli. I'm so excited. Okay. Without removing from the cavity. Oh, Lord, I removed mine from the cavity. Ah, I hope that doesn't hurt it. Rotate the crimp 90 degrees. All right. Let's rotate him 90 degrees. Oh, I'm taking him out of the cavity, not really intending to. Okay. Rotate him 90 degrees. He's 90. Compress firmly. Okay. He's in the cavity. He's not centered though. I want to get him centered, so let me... Okay. Compress firmly. All right. Open tool slightly. Rotate crimp in small increments. Okay. Opened it slightly. I'm rotating the crimp in small increments. This is a little bit scary. Because I've mastered the art of regular crimping, and now I'm doing this, and this is different, but I think it's pretty cool though. So I'm just rotating it around and compressing it like it says to. I'm having trouble with that clasp on the end there. Okay, and as you rotate it around and compress it, it makes your crimp into a tiny little ball, and it looks like a little bead. Well, that is super cool. And I know this one's probably not perfect, but that's my first time, so I gotta say, very interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna we're gonna put some of these beads up on our wire, make sure it's tucked down inside. Going down here. Now do make sure that your wire, you know, everything is tight up here, okay? We're going to go down to the other end, and we're going to take our other piece of our clasp. Now, this is what I mean by making sure that your clasp, okay, so if this flat part is facing the top, this flat part has to be facing the bottom so they slide in together, okay? That's very important. So make sure when you do yours that you've got them facing the correct direction, okay? So there it is. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put my little crimp on. I almost like that little ravioli shape better than I like the rounded ball. It's super cute, but I probably shouldn't leave it like that because then it's not complete. But that little ravioli shape is really cute. Okay, so we're going to go up and over our wire guard here. And we're going to slide this one on. Remember, you want to get it through your top. Let's see. We want to go through the bottom hole because this one's through the bottom hole, but we want to make sure that this faces up and not down. It's got to face the opposite way of whichever one it is that you've got at the other end. All right. So it's facing up, that one's facing down. I think everything's good. We're going to slide this through our crimp and back through. I'm just going through one bead. I'm just going to go ahead and pull it. Okay. I'm going to take my plier and bend my wire guard in. All right, so let's do this in first. Now I do want to make sure that I'm rotating. I've got my, I don't. This needs to go this way. That's important if you want the same style design. That's kind of what I'm going for. So let's go ahead and flip that. I'm going to do this in first because it's just easier for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because I'm right-handed. We're going to take our little crimp. All right, so that one didn't turn out quite as well, but I'm keeping this bracelet, so it's okay. I would not sell that one. I goofed that crimp up just a bit. It's very important, I think, that you rotate it 90 degrees when you first do that. And I think maybe I didn't, but it's okay. It still looks pretty good, actually. All right, let's get that down in that bead. Sarah told me when I'd emailed her and thanked them for the pliers, and she said it may take some practice. She's right. I'm going to cut this off because it's having trouble going through that filigree bead. Okay, there we go. All right, make sure your wire's pulled up tight. We're going to put our crimp on and our wire guard. Go up, over, and around the wire guard. Pull, and then, like we said before, we're going to make sure this is laying right. So it's laid out just like it should be. One facing up, this one facing down. And I'm just, without really moving anything, going to put this right through here so I don't mess it up. So it's laying just like it should. And then we're going back through the crimp, which I scooted up onto my wire guard. Okay, back through the crimp and back through a bead. Pull this tight. Okay, make sure you pull tight. And then I'm going to take my pliers. Okay, that's pretty good. I would not advise using this type of a clasp if you want to use these crimp beads, at least not the first time, until you get kind of good at it. Okay, we're going to cut this wire. Make sure it kind of goes down in that bead. It's sticking out a little bit. There we go. Shove it down in there. Or you can just trim it a little bit more. I was afraid I was going to cut my good wire there. I didn't want to do that, but see if I can trim it just a little more so it's not sticking out of there. Okay, so there it is. Cute little set, this Academia light. And as you can see, the soft flex shows in certain places, so I really like to use the colors, like this red that coordinates with the red beads, and it shows a little in these clear beads too, and I think that's cool. It really adds to the design. Okay, so here it is. I think this one turned out really pretty. I love those filigree cones. And yeah, really pretty beads from Jessie James. So Academia Light Bead Mix. Check it out. I will have a link in the description box below. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.